But instead, you're talking about if he went through this and that and this and that. I'm going, what would you do, Marge? What would you do better? Huh? Unreal.
That's what I voted for. I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him, even when almost all other Republicans turned their back and denounced him.
And for some reason, you just threw all that under the bus. Yes, see, I'm going to give her a little bit of credit because, see, I remember Marge on the trail. I remember how hard she fought and all that stuff. Great. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. My best friend, one of my best friends, he ran the 400-yard dash, y'all. And to this day, that was the funniest thing I ever seen with my naked eyeballs. Coach was like, hey, look, everybody got to run the 400-yard dash, 400-meter dash at least once. And so he got called. Actually, it was my day to run it, y'all, but I faked an injury. This was in high school. I faked the injury. I was like, oh, man, my knee. So he's like, all right, Rob, you're up. He sent Rob out there, y'all. And Rob on the way to that line, one of the dudes in the audience said, yo, Rob, if you win, I'm going to buy you a C. Staples dinner. And back in the day, C. Staples was like this, be a barbecue joint. Rob was like, C. Staples. That man came out of those blocks like a bat out of hell. And anybody who knows about the 400-yard dash, you don't take off in the 400-meter dash like you're running a 40-meter dash. That dude came out, had a jerry curl with a tail, and both was blowing in the wind. That tail was blowing in the wind. That bangs, he had bangs, y'all. You know, you got shaving on the side. That's when we, got rid of the full umbrella curl. You know, you don't want to go cold turkey on the curl. You know what I'm saying? So he had the side shave, and he had the bangs over the top. Those bangs was blowing. That tail was blowing. And everybody in the audience, you book it when you hear the whole stand go, ooh-wee. We looking at this like this got to be a record. That dude was like 100 meters ahead of everybody else. We like, this is going to be a record. And soon as he hit about that 200, maybe 250 mark, I would have swore either King Kong jumped out on top of his back because he caught the monkey, or somebody shot him right in his kidneys. He came almost to a complete stop. Not only did this man get caught with having 100-meter lead on these people, but he lost by like 100 meters. By the time he came up the last leg of the last stretch, he was almost running backwards. You could tell his whole body was locked up. All the lactic acid was gone. And everybody in that audience was crying. You would have thought you was at the Eddie Murphy concert. Eddie Murphy he said, dude, all I remember is seeing this one dude named Aaron sliding down the pole with his mouth wide open. That's all right, he was laughing. He was sliding down the pole. We cracked up, man. Boy, he came in dead last. But hey, started off great. I mean, we was like, this dude's booking. Yeah, but he ended horribly. I don't want Marge Taylor to do that. I don't want her to go ahead and end horribly. Okay, hopefully she'll try to pull it back together. Pace yourself, Marge. Pace yourself. Let's continue. I need y'all to do me a favor. Hit that like button, share my videos. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure your notification buttons are turned on to all. Subscribe to my alternative channel just in case YouTube give me the slip or something. You'll know how to find me. Don't forget to check me out with all the podcasts and follow me on Rumble in the Jungle. All the links are listed below. If you want to donate to my channel, feel free. Those links are below as well. So let's get into it, y'all, because Marjorie Greene done broke my heart, y'all. Oh.
How many of us have them?
Oh, friends.
And with that, I give you Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes.
Good morning.
What's this? Whoa, he's on the list. So wait, she's doing a press conference, and in the background, folks got signs dogging Trump, saying he's on the list? Wait a minute. Oh, Marge.
This is my 5th year in Congress, and this is the largest press conference that I've seen since I've been here.
No. Why would you get up? You didn't stop for a second to turn around and say, wait a minute. Some crazy folks done slid in to my little press conference that are accusing Trump of being on the list.
as a conservative
Uh-oh.
and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person.
Wait a minute. That doesn't sound like MAGA. That doesn't sound like Make America Great Again. That's not what was negotiated. That's not what Trump ran on. Yeah. So what are you talking about? Could it be the fact that you realize, wait a minute, as a construction company, we employ a lot of illegal immigrants.
And deporting them just like that.
Right.
So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
Now, where's my Marjorie Taylor Greene going, y'all? Where'd they take her to, y'all? Where did my baby go? I'm wondering where she went off to. Where'd you go, March? I miss my baby so. Man, where's the March I knew and loved?
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen, our next president. Sorry, JD Vance.
See?
Well, I mean, people are saying it. I go to dinner parties.
Yeah, I heard you.
Well, by the way,
I heard you on Joe Rogan.
Tell you what, 6 months in, Steve, and here we are, turning back on the campaign promises.
How?
And we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel.
Now, see, a lot of us are being divided by this whole Israel thing. And I'm saying, okay, I think some people are suffering from Israel derangement syndrome as well. Now, me as a Christian, you know, I got to ride and die with Israel. But if Israel does something that I think is not warranted or evil, I mean, I would definitely say, now, they shouldn't have done that. I wouldn't say, well, let's overlook whatever they do just because they're Israel. However, the bombing of Iran, I think that could have came back to haunt all of us, not just Israel. I can see a good legitimate reason why we might have an invested interest on doing that as well, especially if we knew we can do it and get out of there. But see, I saw a lot of folks go hard on the right against Trump over that. And then when it didn't turn out like they predicted, they were predicting doom and gloom like she is. And when it didn't turn out like that, my question is, are you going to come back and apologize? Listen to this.
We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people...
Sound like a Democrat to me. That's what it sounds like. That sounds like the rhetoric of the Democrats. I mean, as if she don't know that Trump does not want an ongoing war. That is why when Trump does something to another country like this, they don't really retaliate because they know that Trump don't want an ongoing war. Why would you retaliate and open yourself up to a beating? Okay, take your blow and walk away. Yeah, take your blow like, you know, your parent give you one and you just go, man, don't be hitting me. Like, you already know what's going to come after that. It's going to be all over you, all over you. You got to take that one, go up to your room and get mad and cry in the pillow. She get me sick. But if you got the nerve to talk about, oh, I'm about to go to war, you invoke the wrath. So it's very obvious to these people that Trump, when he has to do something like that, he's like, look, we talked about this. I warned you, did it. Now I'm gone. We ain't got to talk about this no more. Okay. Unless you want to, And now that it didn't turn out like she just predicted, did she come back out and say, well, I was up there talking about our children were going off to war and all, and we was about to have World War III and nuclear war. My bad. Maybe I went a little overboard. Maybe I didn't wait to see the results before I went out there and made a video like this. And see, that's what put a lot of conservatives in a box because they came out with the over-the-top doom and gloom. When I saw it, I said, okay, I hope this don't escalate. But if it does, it ain't going to escalate on our part. It ain't going to be because we're sitting back like, yeah, y'all want some more, let's do some more. It would be because Iran reacts to a certain degree to where an American is killed or they attack an American base or something, and then it would be a problem. But People like this went over the top.
People that are cheering it on right now, their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers.
It sounds like you're trying to brainwash some people right now, Marge Green. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Oh, man. Where did she go, y'all? Where'd my Marge go? She's still breaking my heart, y'all. Don't go breaking my heart.
And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
Exactly. Exactly how this is going to go down. Now, do you see? I'm laying the groundwork for the fallout. Okay. I hate to see folks on our side jump to the worst conclusions oftentimes. As if I try to respond to some of the stuff based on like observation of Trump down throughout the years. You know, if you really kind of pay close attention to him, you get a feel for his personality, what he might do, what his real intentions are, how he's in, you know, you kind of get a feel for it. So for you to go out there and say, this is exactly how it's going to end. We're going straight to war. It's going to be nuclear. Your sons and daughters are going to be killed. He did it just for Israel. And I'm going, okay. I know you want to beat up on Israel for some reason. I don't know why conservatives all of a sudden just acting like, you know, Israel is not an ally or Israel. I mean, I love Israel. Okay. Bottom line, I'm unapologetic about my, you know, love for Israel. However, I can legitimately see why we would not want a country like Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Whether it would directly affect Israel off grip, which it would, as if though them having that wouldn't put the whole world in a position to where you put a nuclear weapon in the hands of a rogue nation who also believes in suicide bombing and are religiously motivated. That's a concern for me. They might just use those nuclear weapons to spread whatever they want to spread. And if you don't like it, we all die. We all die. See, I need folks that don't want to die. If you got nuclear weapons and you're already, you know, you're not religiously motivated, okay, like Russia. They might have religious people in Russia, but they're not saying our whole political view, our worldview revolves around our religion. Yeah, they're sitting back going, we got them so that y'all don't use them, and you got them so that we don't use them. So we both got to come together and talk about this. But when you get a rogue nation, you can't talk. You sitting there like, man, granted, we might have more than them. We might blow them off the map. But what if one of theirs slide through? See, these are things that I think of, and I say this is preventative, especially considering we were able to do it without killing nobody. But yet, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, instead of waiting to see the outcome, and she's not the only one, went hard in. Oh, he's backtracking. You can't be so American first that you are overlooking some other things that could end up hurting America. See, so preventative. That's how I looked at that. I was like, this is preventative. But let's see what Scott got to say.
A war with words, sorry, Scott. A war with words with Donald Trump is such a risky business that I cannot believe she has the bravery to engage in it, because even if she was right, she's still going to lose.
Is there an example of anyone beating Donald Trump at this game?
Never. This is his game, and he's great at it, and she's barking up a tree that she's going to fall on her really hard.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
That's interesting. He has some people who profess to be strong supporters who do oppose him more often than the people that you might not think are his strongest supporters. She's one of them. Thomas Massey in Kentucky is another one. Rand Paul, my home state senator, he takes.
But see, those two, we already assume that they're going to be the ones. It's people, those are the ones that we expect. Marjorie Taylor Greene came in over the top MAGA. I mean, she was hated. That's when you know you're really MAGA. When the left hates you. When they sitting back like, oh, I can't stand her. She's a Nazi. She's a white supremacist. Yeah, when they hate you, I'm going, we're good. We're good. They hate her. Yeah, she's okay. And now it seems like, though, she's trying to win the love or the favor of them. And I'm saying, okay, wait a minute. Are you really trying to come to the middle and be reasonable and stuff? Or are you overcompensating for how radical they viewed you in an effort to win the love and the favor of them? For what reason? Because you're not going to win that. You do realize that. They will use you. Yeah, whenever they see a crack in the armor, whenever they see a Republican is willing to go ahead and say something that they can use to bludgeon Trump, oh, we'll forget all about the hurtful things we said about you in the past. Because we were trashing Marjorie Taylor Greene. Boy. And now all of a sudden, she's a little darling of the media. She's brave.
On Trump, although they profess to be Trump supporters. In this case, I think he had the order out of order. I trace all this back to his decision, the righteous decision to strike Iran.
Yeah.
She was against it. So were some of the people who occupy that wing of the party. He defied them. And since that time, they all seem to be stridently picking at him on this issue or that. And then, of course, everybody knows in Washington, Miles, you know, the fastest way to get in front of a television camera if you're a Republican is to come out and crap on Donald Trump. And so that is what she is doing.
You know, Scott.
Yep. Whenever you see CNN pop up on your caller ID and you're supposed to be a hardcore MAGA person, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. You're sitting back going, wait a minute, why is CNN calling me? If CNN calls me, it's for a setup. There it is. Instead of either it's for a setup or a sellout, one of the two. If MSNBC calling you, either you're a sellout or they're setting you up. So it's a setup or a sellout. One of the two. Hey, I know CNN ain't gonna be bringing me on talking about.
You're so brave, Kevin, talking about how much these illegal immigrants need to be, removed from our country, and the way you get out there and you talk about America first is really inspiring.
No, they're gonna get on there like,
you know what? How do you feel betraying your people as a black person? You ever feel like?
Already know I'm getting set up. I'm coming in already. Yeah, with my dukes up. Like, okay, all right. I assume we coming in to scrap. I'm not on your squad. Okay, I've watched enough of your network to know that you're not going to bring me on for a civil conversation. Probably is going to blindside me with something else that has nothing to do with the reason why you told me, we want you to come on CNN and have a conversation about that and get you on there. In 1999, you were said that, see, I already know how it works. And so when I saw Marjorie Taylor start getting, all of these offers on these networks, like Scott just said, I started getting concerned.
That is what she is doing.
I trace it back further than that, Scott.
Over these issues, and that's what happened.
I will praise Nancy Pelosi. She had an incredible career for her party. I served under her speakership in my first term of Congress, and I'm very impressed at her ability to get...
Marge, where'd you go? You've been gone 17 days, 17 long nights. The main drag is knowing that you're holding CNN tonight. You got to get me up there talking about some Nancy Pelosi. You admired her work. All of that evil?
Get things done. I wish we could get things done for our party like Nancy Pelosi was able to deliver for her party. So I wish her well in her retirement, but I would like to see people exit Washington a lot sooner rather than wait until their 80s.
So Trump is reportedly calling his MAGA cronies because they say that you're slamming...
We done lost her when she's on The View. Oh, no. She's on The View, and they actually being civil. Unreal. I mean, you got to be kidding me. The old Marge would be on there getting jumped, fighting for her life, and knocking them out. That's the bad part about it. She'd be on there beating all of them up. Okay? But now, listen to this.
Republicans too much. Well, you're taking my job.
You hear that? I mean, when you getting complimented by Big Nose Toucan Sand, the dumbest one on the show.
Because they say that you're slamming Republicans too much. Well, you're taking my job.
Where you going, Marge? Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. It's down on the end of Lonely Street, Heartbreak Hotel, and now I'm Lonely Marge. I said I'm Lonely Marge. That's right. Unbelievable. Where did you go, Marge? Come back. Unreal. Let's continue, though. Watching her break my heart.
You're slamming Republicans a lot.
Damn.
Compared to just 30% of Americans who blame Democrats. Of course, Republicans are the ones with the power. Do you agree with Americans in that poll that see the shutdown as your party's fault?
You know what? I don't think the shutdown is popular for either side. And so I see the shutdown completely different from maybe my party leadership. And I'm not putting the blame on the president. I'm actually putting the blame on the speaker and Leader Thune in the Senate.
Boy. Yeah, I heard she's recently divorced. Or maybe that's messing up her mind. Yeah. But you see, she's drinking out of a CNN cup. No. The fact you're drinking out of a CNN cup, you're killing me, Marge. Please don't go away from me. We can work it out, whatever it may be, girl. Please don't go. Where's she going, y'all? I hope she come back. The door's still open for you, Marge, right now. But if you keep on now, you're gonna close that door. It's gonna be too tight to get back in. Let's continue watching her blame Republicans for this nonsense.
This should not be happening. And I don't think, look, as a member of Congress, we already have a low enough job approval rating. This shutdown is just going to drive everybody's approval rating that much lower.
So you're putting the blame on the leadership of your party?
Absolutely. We control the House. We control the Senate. We have the White House.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
Yep. Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Bill, I have to.
Yeah, right now. Come to the dark side, and together we can rule. Unreal. Boy, I mean, see, you're giving these people sound bites. Listen to this. You already know you're in trouble when folks like this use you as an example.
Before we even talk about that, I have to say, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was on the show yesterday, her timing couldn't have been better. I mean, she's basically turning on the Republicans in several areas. Of course, continuing to say she loves Trump, because why wouldn't you? Because the retribution against her would be horrible.
Oh, Marge. And what I want to know, baby, if what we had was good, then how could you don't call me anymore? Where you at, Marge? Man, I'm telling you, I would just call me. Just call me. There's only one lousy dime. That's all I'm saying. But let's continue, though, because they love her. And if they love her, that's a problem.
So she stays there.
I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
What's this? Oh, Donald Trump. She done invoke the wrath of Donald Trump. Now, you already know how he gets down if he feel like he's been betrayed. Yeah, he's going to come in and give you a couple body blows, and watch what she does, which really burns me up. She's going to employ a Marxist conflict / Democrat tactic that burns me up.
I talk to anybody. I talk to you.
Talk to you.
Right? I talk to anybody. We'll see what happens.
Her life could be in danger because of the rhetoric.
There it is.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
The latest post that's
Man. Now that gotta hurt.
gone out from the representative's page, really in just the last 2 hours or so. She says, quote, I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats were made against me and are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world.
And that's where you lose me. That's where you lose me, man. Where you start using the Democrat tactics. That's what all of them do to bubble wrap themselves from criticism. But now let's get back to her whining.
Directed at me right now, this time by the President of the United States. As a woman, I take threats from men seriously. Now I have a small understanding of the fear and pressure the women who are victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal must feel as... See the dirty tactic? That's what I don't like, man. I don't like that. The dirty tactic. As a woman, I take these type of men as if it's a whole bunch of men just threatening her. Okay, now, she's saying this as if she's never been threatened, ever. Under all of the horrific things that the Democrats said, you don't think some of these crazy Looney Tunes and these folks suffer from TDS? After hearing them call Marjorie Taylor Greene everything under the sun for years. For years, she was public enemy number one as the female. On our squad, as a female in the Republican Party, she was the most hated.
And you trying to tell me them calling you a white supremacist, a fascist, or this and this and that, never got you any death threats? All of a sudden, Trump says something about you, and now all of a sudden you're scared, and then you add a little more onto it. These are manipulative tactics. I don't like the manipulation. And you think I don't see it. That's the problem. I'm saying I see what you're doing. Now you want to invoke these women who suffered from Jeffrey, and now you want to say I can relate to them. I understand what they went through. So look at me. I'm bubble wrapping myself over and over again. First, I'm going to do it as a woman, and look, you're a man of power, and you're inciting violence. Men are all against me. And let me go ahead. I'm going to add this on too. This will really get it. This will really back him up off me. And I also can relate to these women. And I'm going, you're manipulating. You think this is working for you, but it's only working against you. I will respect you if you just disagreed with Trump and said, look, man, I disagree with what he said. I don't like his policies right now, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. We can disagree sometimes. But when you start employing that, and I go, ugh, that's that nasty stuff I hate. I see this done all the time from the Democrats. So what are you up to with this mess?
As a Republican who overwhelmingly votes for President Trump's bills and agendas, his aggression against me, which also fuels the venomous nature of his radical internet trolls, so many of whom are paid. See? This is nothing shocking to everyone.
So many of them are paid radical internet trolls. See, none of this stuff was radical internet trolls, paid folks, when you were straight MAGA. Before you started going on this, whatever you're going on, you were never talking about them like that. You weren't talking about that. There's internet trolls is paid out there. And I'm saying, who's paid? What? I wish I was. Are you kidding me? I'm begging to get a laptop. I mean, Trump, if you're listening, I need a laptop. Where's the paycheck? I'm waiting for my first paycheck. Boy, if it wasn't for YouTube, I probably could have my laptop. But, when I'm looking at 143 people watching my show, when I know I got 198,000 subscribers, I'm going, are you kidding me? But here she is now, all of a sudden, out there, the internet trolls and stuff. And I'm saying, what you're doing, you're employing tactics that I see coming out of the enemy.
Everyone, my phone is blowing up with constant, amazing support. I'm so thankful to the political industrial complex. He does go on to talk about the toxic nature of some of this happening behind the scenes. It's a very, very long tweet as well, but she ends it off by saying that the political industrial complex and the toxic, violent nature of American politics must end. Our country is worth saving, and it can only be done if we pull together and save ourselves.
So now she's going on the unity message. Now she's going to take or try to assume the role as a uniter. And see, now I got to question your motive. When you shift from being 100% unapologetic MAGA, and you would deal with folks on the left like you need to deal with them, you don't need to coddle them. See, you don't need to mince words, water it down, try to be nice. You're dealing with evil folks who want to destroy you and us. Folks that will never really accept you, you think they're going to forget about all the stuff you did. We're going to hear that in a second. So back then, I knew exactly where she stood. I'm saying, yeah, tell it like it is, man. Don't be mincing words with these folks, trying to call them, because these folks will stab you in the back. These folks will call you everything under the sun like they did. But now all of a sudden, you're on this mission to be a uniter and this and that. Now, you're going to try to use Charlie Kirk, and after that, I felt that we need to bring people together. And I'm going, that showed just how far we are apart. So let me understand. You see all of these folks start cheering over one of ours getting shot and assassinated. And your thought is, let's try to bring it. No, if anything, it's okay, now I got a clear idea of what we're working with. I know the evil that we are working with. I know these people are trying to come together. Yeah. So me coming out now and trying to be the unifier and this and that, folks are going to take advantage of this crap. They're going to use you, like right here, to make Trump look bad or something. But the minute you turn your back,
I stood with President Trump when virtually no one else did. Campaigned all over the country, spent millions of my own dollars helping him get elected. And I think that's incredibly important. And I do support him and his administration. And I support them in delivering the campaign promises we made to the American people.
Okay. Now you should just stop right there. I mean, I seen Marjorie Taylor on the campaign trail. I went to rallies and she was there, but that was the old March. Yeah, that's the one. I'm like, Where did my baby go? But the thing about it, though, you support Trump and the campaign promises. One of those campaign promises was mass deportation. Yeah, back in the day, you were gung-ho for it. Now, all of a sudden, we got to rethink it and all that stuff, and then maybe we shouldn't. And I'm going, wait a minute. These are campaign promises that I'm going, yeah. So now, all of a sudden, she's talking about how much she, has supported Trump, and, she's hurt that he said these hurtful things about her. But yet, when I looked at some of the clips that we saw already, I feel a little kind of hurt too, March. I feel a little hurt too. That's why the title of my show is, Marjorie Taylor Greene broke my heart. When I see you just straight jumping the shark. He's breaking campaign promises. We're going to war with nuclear war. We need to pump the brakes on the deportation. I'm going, hey. No, pump the brakes on that.
His remarks, of course, have been hurtful. However, I have something in my heart that I think is incredibly important for our country.
The new mission,
and that is
the rebranding. I'm always concerned when you come out trying to rebrand yourself. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, this ain't the firecracker I knew. Let's see where she's going with this.
Is to end the toxic fighting in politics. And this has been going on for years, and it is...
And let me understand this, Marge. You think the Democrats are going to come together and say, absolutely? Yeah, obviously, she's lost her understanding of who we're dealing with. Do you think, and how many years we've been saying this? The same crap that I'm hearing come out of her face. I thought we need to end the toxic for years now. Do you think they're going to change? You don't understand the enemy that we're dealing with. That's the problem. You don't understand it. This is the stuff they feed off of and take advantage of. Weakness like this. They're going, yeah, we want one of you. Get in the middle. Yeah, we want you to be a mediator to not really call us out for Archer, because we ain't doing it. We're not going to be pulling back the rhetoric and all of that stuff. No, we're going to go hard in. I don't care. I don't care if Trump got shot in the ear. We'll give it about 2 days before he is Hitler again, before he's Mussolini, before he's a dictator. Yeah, I don't care if Charlie Kirk got shot. And the more radical folks won't even get 2 days. The more radical folks going to come out like, but he was also very defensive. But, the other Democrats will give it about a week or so. Then we'll straight come right back out with the same crap. Do you not understand that? Do you understand that these folks play for keeps? Like Ricky Bobby said, I play for keeps. I play for keeps.
I play for keeps. I play for keeps.
Now, you used to play for keeps, Marge, but if you start softening up like this because maybe you want to be more palatable to, the broader audience, because you might maybe want to run for something that you think that you need a whole bunch of support from everybody else, you're sorely mistaken. You're sorely mistaken.
Divided our country, split up friends and families.
Who did that?
Neighbors, and it's not solving our problems.
Yeah, who did that, March? Who did that? Huh? Did we draw first blood? No, they ain't drew first blood. All right? You understand that? You don't get it, do you? You don't get it. They drew first blood. Over in the army, went up to this kid, he comes up with this shoebox, and he said, Shy, I said, yeah, and then the box blows up, and I'm crazy all over the place. I just can't get that out my head.
And nobody would help. No one helped me say, please, I want to go home, he keeps calling my name. But I can't find your fucking legs. I can't find your legs. I can't get it out of my head.
That's right. Yeah, they drew first blood. Okay? So, what are you talking about? We're not the ones that came out there doing all of that crap. I'm sorry. I just went off on a whole tangent of my boy. Oh, boy. Rambo. John Rambo. Yeah, man. Loved it. Rambo. That's my name. All right, let's continue.
The most hurtful thing he said, which is absolutely untrue, is he called me a traitor, and that is so extremely wrong. And those are the
that right there would hurt. But see, you got to understand. For some reason, you just adopted this new effort to be more negative than positive. even when we are doing things that are positive, and it just sends a mixed message and it divides the camp. I can see if Trump wasn't doing things that we as the voters can see, either things that he's done and we're happy with, or things he's working on doing that we know will eventually be good. You're attacking some of those fundamentals, and you're belittling and undermining his efforts, his motives, his intentions. That, if I'm him, I feel like that's treacherous as well. See, so I can feel it. I get it. And granted, she might not even interpret what she's doing as being a full-blown traitor. But I mean, you look at how the Democrats look at John Fetterman. That guy votes mostly with Democrats, but he's not evil enough for them. So they look at him as a traitor. And I'm not saying Marjorie Taylor Greene is irredeemable. She's, whatever. Whatever is motivating her will get, it'll come out in the end. But right now, all of the stuff that I saw as I was, playing the clips, I'm going, this ain't the Marge I know and love. What are you up to? What's changing your behavior and your approach towards how we deal with the left, how we deal with these Democrats, and so I got to be concerned about that. And if you're not very clear on that, or you're doing strange things, it makes people start questioning, are you betraying the movement?
Types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
See, that's the thing. Look.
Shouldn't have been talking shit.
Yeah. See, when you end with that, if you would have left that out, see, okay, maybe, all right, look, all right, I'm hearing you, okay, you feel bad about it, you feel betrayed. I mean, that hurt you because he said you were a traitor. But when you end it with, and when you criticize me and say things like that about me, basically you're putting my life in danger. So stop saying bad things about me. Don't criticize me. And I'm going, that's not the way. Now you're looking weak. Now you're assuming the position of a weak woman that says, you know what? Just because I'm a woman in power, a woman who knows how things go in politics, a woman who's been on the other end of hurling all the criticism, but now all of a sudden you're gentle. Now I'm going, so we should interpret you as weak. We got to bubble wrap you. You can't take criticism. So you can withstand all of the hate coming from the left. All of that hate. But Trump comes out and criticizes you, and you're scared as a woman, and I'm scared. I'm going, see, you're manipulating. And I don't like that. I know when somebody trying to manipulate me.
What do you think happened? What do you think is the reason for this?
Unfortunately, it has all come down to the Epstein files, and that is shocking.
So it had nothing to do with you criticizing his decision to strike Iran and never apologize for your rant. You just told us we're going into nuclear war. Watch, guaranteed. Watch when your sons and daughters are coming back in body bag. Never came back and said, I called that one wrong. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, you're going on a tour on all these liberal networks criticizing Trump and the Republican Party. Keep it in-house, March. The only reason they're bringing you on these shows is because you're willing to do that. So here you are going to sum it up. Oh, it's not Epstein. Why? Why would it just be Epstein?
And, I stand with these women. I stand with rape victims. I stand with children who are in terrible sex abuse situations. And I stand with survivors of trafficking and those that are trapped in sex trafficking. And I will not apologize for that. I believe the country deserves transparency in these files. And I don't believe that rich, powerful people should be protected if they have done anything wrong.
Now, all of that, fine. I agree. I hate the way they handled the Epstein files initially. And what it did is it opened up a door for this. The first people who criticized it was us. And you know who is always lurking, just like the devil, to see a house divided is the Democrats. The problem with it is now they have co-opted it, and they're now trying to use it to bludgeon Trump, to make Trump look bad, or to try to imply that Trump is involved with this or trying to cover it up or whatever. For whatever reason, they didn't release it all initially. I think that'll come out, because word on the street is if you want it, you got it. Word on the street, because now she's about to imply that she don't know why Trump won't just release everything. How about you giving some time, let it marinate, let the Democrats try to use this, let them build all their fake narratives and stuff like that, thinking, oh, we got him this time, and they said, now dump it. Because that's what he did. I think last night or something, he went on Truth Social and said, I want all the Republicans to vote yes, release it. Release the Kraken. Now let's see. The Democrats always say, we want this right now. And then when you give it to them, they go, oh, shoot. Yeah, we didn't think he was going to do it. We thought we could just have you on the run. We thought we could just keep saying, why won't he release it? And and Trump is like, okay, on Truth Social, release all of this, put it to bed. Okay, so here she is now claiming that, maybe it's because she feels about, now we all feel this way about these women, but then here she comes with this.
And so I'm standing with the women, and I will continue to do my small part to get the files.
Not so hard to do. President Trump has declared he is officially pulling his endorsement of MAGA firebrand Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You don't want that, March. You don't want that. Boy, I tell you. March. And like I said, I'm concerned because I'm seeing you being brought onto all of these fake networks, and I'm going, why are they doing that? Why are they inviting you on? Why are they praising you? What are you doing to make them think now they got an ally? See?
The Georgia congresswoman has been demanding the release of the Epstein files and has criticized the president for spending too much time abroad. The president...
See? It's stuff like that.
Has apparently heard enough.
Now see, here we are. I'm looking at Trump go abroad, and I know what he's doing. I know why he's abroad. See, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. It's almost as if you don't know Trump. You don't understand why he's going over there. You don't see what he's doing. You don't see the coalitions that he's building. You don't see the deals that he's negotiating. It all still revolves and comes back to us. But for some reason, you're criticizing him for doing this. I mean, these are things that folks are looking at and going, this is great. When I see him over there signing peace treaties, signing business deals, signing all this stuff, I'm going, this is great. And then you hear her, and I'm going, where'd that come from? What are you talking about? Are you so America first and America only that you don't see how working with other countries also leads back to us? Okay, do you want to be completely isolationist? Do you want to say, you know what? We're not going to trade with anybody in the world. Anybody. We're not going to have no relationships, no allies, nothing. It's just going to be us. If you're going to have allies, make sure you utilize those allies to benefit the country. But yet she's criticizing that, and I'm going, for what? That's an unnecessary criticism.
Posting on Truth Social overnight that all wacky Marjorie Taylor Greene does is complain, complain, complain.
And nobody wants that. Nobody wants a complainer, okay? I mean, after a while, you're going, oh, God, what is it now?
I think that her constituents aren't going to be happy. Already, I have people calling me. They want to challenge her to a race in her district in Georgia. And, that's too bad. She's lost a wonderful conservative reputation. But when she says, don't go overseas, if I didn't go...
Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. But with all of that, I passed a great, big, beautiful bill, which is the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. So,
but you ain't got nothing to say about that? See, these are things that I say, what are you doing, March? You're breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart with this. So you aren't able to see the bigger, broader picture of what you think he's just going overseas to kick it? Apology tour like Obama did? Why do you think he's doing that? It ain't like we're watching him over there just having a good time. We see what he's doing. And so for you to say that, I'm saying, what? And then you're acting like he ain't leaving competent people on other things and within our country. I'm saying, man, you don't sound rational when you attack him for something like that.
So when somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of vernacular, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know. But so when somebody makes a statement about he's devoting time to the world, well, the world is the United States, because if the world's in trouble or if the world is ripping us off, the world was ripping us off before I came here. Europe was getting massive tariffs. They were sending us 9-10 million cars a year. We were sending them none.
Now, see, why can I understand what he was doing and she can't? And that guy was talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be our president. No. I mean, according to her, she'd be like, you know what? Forget making sure I renegotiate deals with Japan and the India and all this. Forget that. Hey, I'm going. It's a means to an end. You do realize that. I mean, why am I able to understand why he's doing this and you can't? You look at this as he's abandoning America, and I'm going, he's overseas working on behalf of America. Yes, if he could bless your country, great. If he could solve a war in your country, great. But at the end of all of those negotiations, he always ends with, what are you going to do for America? How are you going to go ahead and bless America? What relationships can we have? What trade can we get going on here? What access can we have to your minerals? He's always doing that, along with doing other stuff. And she can't see that. And I'm going, are you like willfully blind? I'm saying, I see it. That's why I didn't criticize it. I praised it.
They were not taking our agriculture. We were taking massive amounts of their. It was so unfair.
Why he got to say
now
this?
Now we have a deal where $950 billion is coming into the United States because of me and because of tariffs.
Live now from Fox, I'm Shana Kalaki.
Here we go.
We have some more breaking news tonight. Earlier, we told you President Trump announced he is withdrawing his support for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, here we go, y'all. He done put out a statement. Oh, Marge, you about to get a spanking.
She has just responded. We want to read you again what President Trump said on Truth Social.
Okay.
He said, I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men in women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, the biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world, as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars, record-setting, invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. He says, all I see wacky Marjorie do is complain.
Oh my! Now all of you fellas out there, all the fellas in the house, if you was married and you like, look, I just finished cutting the grass and I put up that fence you've been asking, and I dropped about $3,000 or $4,000 more in the account. I just finished the roof too, painted the bedrooms and stuff like that. And I did. I went grocery shopping, and by the way, here's some flowers too. And at the end of that, she's going, yeah, but you tracked snow in the house. What? Yeah, you tracked snow in there. Look, I just mopped the floor and you just walked in there. Look at that. That's your footprints. I don't care about all that other stuff. Look at that. You're going, we ain't going to make it. Women, if you talking about some, yeah, sweetie, you know what? I made a hot dinner for you. That's right. Made your house a home. Made it smell all fresh and good. Because, men, they don't care if the house smell like feet. Yeah. You coming in, smells like dandelions and roses and stuff. That's right. You come in, she's looking good. She ain't sitting back talking about, nah, I'm married, I'm going to let it go. Keep it together and all of that. And here you come talking about some, you burnt the toast. Well, what about all the good stuff I did? You think I'm supposed to overlook that burnt piece of toast? Because see, that's what Marge is doing. All of this stuff Trump's listing. I get it. Here you are going, you just out there complaining. You ain't even It would be different if you was like balancing it out, like, hey, sweetie, I recognize that you did this and that and this and this and that. And I'm so proud of you. Woo, I tell you what, you make me feel so safe. Love you, baby. But hey, listen, could you be mindful to just take your shoes off if you can remember coming in that door? He would be so focused on all of those praises, all of the things you just recognized as being great. Immediately, he'd be like, yes, what else can I do to make you feel more proud of me? But if you downplay all of that or overlook it and focus on the shoe prints, it's over. It is over. He's like, oh, okay, I see what this is here. How about I do nothing? How about that? Or how about we just go our separate ways? Okay, so let's continue, though, hearing Trump because he all busted up because she don't recognize the good stuff. All she want to complain.
He went on to say, it seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. Oh. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance unless, of course, people that is upset that unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. He said she has told many people that she's upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, and almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take ranting lunatics calls every day.
No, wait a minute. Now, you know Trump, he's always going to go hard in on you. But the crazy part is he always have welcoming arms back to you. I mean, look at Elon. Elon was acting a fool. And he embraced Elon back. Marco Rubio. So many people have acted up and then came back and Trump will embrace them. But on your way out, though, he's going to give it to you. He ain't going to spare you. He's going to give it to you. And depending on how you respond to that, depending on if you get more of it or if you get the softer side of Trump. He called Little Rocket Man forever until Little Rocket Man softened up. Then he became Kim Jong-un. So when it comes down to this statement right here, my question is a motive buried in this statement? Could it be that Marge Greene got bigger aspirations and Trump is like, don't do it, that ain't good. Well, maybe then, if I change up my personality, if I soften up my image, if I reinvent myself, then I might be more palatable to run outside of Trump's endorsement. Maybe I can rely on the crazies that hate us anyway to vote for me by pretending that I'm not as crazy and radical for MAGA as I was. Could it be that? Let's see.
He says, I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they are too are fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican-hating anchors.
Doing The View and not doing The View in. She was doing The View, not doing The View in. Maybe I need to go ahead and move down there to her district and run. I'm just saying.
Trump says, thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again.
Okay.
Technically true, based on what I've heard and what I know, that he didn't tell her not to run, but what she didn't say was that...
Tell us, Scott.
He sent her a poll.
Oh, a poll.
Privately, discreetly.
She didn't like it?
And it had information in it. And it showed her down 20 points to John Austin.
Oh!
And so in politics, when you want to send a message to someone that you like or that has been an ally, you don't embarrass them publicly. You privately send them information and show them what the reality is. And so I think it's true that he didn't tell her not to run, but it's also true that he did her a big favor, which is to show her information that a candidacy statewide in Georgia for her would have been a disaster.
And maybe her ego wouldn't accept that. And maybe she didn't want to deal with the reality. So now she's going, well, forget what you got to say. You know what? Maybe if I try to trick the people into thinking that I'm not the radical, extreme, hardcore MAGA Marjorie that I was. Maybe that. Maybe if I show them that I'm more in the middle and I'm willing to go in on Trump and criticize some stuff, maybe then they'll accept me without Trump's endorsement. Don't do it, Marge. It ain't worth it. You're going to lose it all. That's what's going to happen. If you run for something else, you're not going to win. And you'll probably lose what you got now. You'll probably lose your seat right now. Best thing to do is course correct. See, I love Marge enough to where right now, if she course corrected, I would be like, phew. But what hurts though is, she got potential to stray. You're like, oh boy, the right thing come along, you might stray. But if she course corrects right now, she good. Let's continue.
I do think it started with that political engagement. When they sent her that poll, that's when you start to see everything change. She opposed the president on his Middle East policy, attacking the Houthi rebels, attacking Iran. She's opposed the president on deportations this summer. So she's sort of become a policy opponent of the president. But I think it really all started with that political engagement, and now she's one of his most frequent critics on some of what I would argue has been his biggest successes.
Right, and see, that's the problem. I'm saying you're criticizing stuff that I'm going, what? Well, you don't like us blowing up those drug boats? You didn't like that? The old Marge would have been like, hey, they shouldn't be bringing fentanyl over, killing our people. But this new Marge don't like that? I'm going, I like that. You don't like us sending ICE to send these folk? Could it be because your business is taking a hit? Or maybe, I don't understand. I like that. You don't like Trump negotiating all of these trade deals and business? I like that. So what's your problem, March?
This year. And, if you want to count yourself as an ally of the President of the United States, it's not great to go out and run out to The View and other places and crap on 24 hours a day. I mean, that's essentially what she's become. It's a well-worn path. A lot of other Republicans who've turned on the president have done that too.
But there's a difference.
But it's temporary. See, that's the problem. Yeah, they just go and use you and abuse you. And unless you completely convert to be a Democrat, they'll never really accept you. And we won't either. You can't be lukewarm. Either you got to be hot or cold, okay? Or else MAGA will spew you out the mouth.
And we just got a response from Marjorie Taylor Greene in the last few minutes.
Okay,
she posted this. She said, President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today. We'll show you those in a moment. She said, apparently this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course...
Back to the Epstein files. Back to the Epstein files, okay? For some reason, these certain groups of folks don't realize why Trump, and I think he's played the Democrats. He let them go ahead and make this into a big issue and then said, now release it. Y'all been whining about I ain't gonna release it. Now let's go ahead and vote for it. Open it up. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend that hold the door, because they're trying to get in. And when they come in, everybody just move back, let them run in and run right off the cliff. Let them run right off the cliff. I think that's what he did to these Democrats. And the problem is these Republicans have given a lot of fuel to the Democrat Party because maybe they don't see the 3D chess. But nonetheless, and I get it. I want to see what's in there too. I want to see if there's bad people in there, they need to get it. But everything need to be done strategically. And then they don't understand what Trump is talking about when he's saying it's a Democrat hoax. He's not saying it's a hoax of what happened to these ladies. He's saying that it is a hoax that the Democrats are trying to link him to Epstein. And so Marge, in this reply, I'm saying, okay, parts of it I understand. But parts of it I'm going, you don't understand? I understand what you're saying, but you don't understand what Trump is up to, and that bothers me.
Of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files.
And what did Trump do? Come out, Truth Social, I want all the Republicans to vote yes. Now you look like a fool. Now you look stupid, see? And you look just as stupid as the Democrats because the Democrats were doing the same thing. And this is what bothers, they don't understand the game. They don't understand the game that the Democrats are playing. You're playing their game. So he's like, hold. Yeah, see, they're right now, they're building a narrative. They think they got me on the ropes. They're sitting back talking about some. He's rope-a-doping them. And apparently you got roped into the rope-a-dope. Like that he won't, he's trying to stop us from seeing what, and I'm going, now what are you going to say? See, this is one of them same situations with the bombing of Iran. You said this, you said that, and then all of a sudden, it didn't happen. Now what are you going to say? So you're saying that he don't want to let people see it. He want us all to not vote. Now he says, go ahead, vote for it. I want everybody to vote for it. Now what do you got to say? You look stupid.
She says it's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out.
So what are you saying? See, this is the problem. You're mad at him because he criticized you. Now you're starting to insert little things. It's astonishing how hard he's fighting. That sounds like a Democrat.
actually goes to this level, she says. She went on to say, but really most Americans wish he would fight this hard to help the forgotten men and women of America who are fed up with foreign wars and foreign causes.
What are you talking about? See, this is the stuff. Now, for the men and women of America, what foreign wars are we involved in? What, you don't think Trump's fighting for the men and women? You don't think he's fighting for the military, making sure they get raises, making sure they're not in unnecessary war? Now it sounds like you're throwing spaghetti on the wall.
Are going broke trying to feed their families and are losing hope of ever achieving the American dream.
See, you're killing the hope for anybody who's willing to jump on board with your mentality right there. And I'm going, right now, I feel better about the country than I did in a long time. And here you are talking about the hope, you're killing the hope. And I'm going, what are you talking about? If we could finally get rid of these darn Democrats, if we abolish the filibuster and get all of this stuff passed, okay, instead of worried about the Epstein files and stuff like that, then we would definitely be looking at a brighter future for the country. But instead, you're talking about if he would do this and that and this and that. I'm going, what would you do, Marge? What would you do better? Huh? Unreal.
That's what I voted for. I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him, even when almost all other Republicans turned their back and denounced him.
And for some reason, you just threw all that under the bus. Yes, see, I'm going to give her a little bit of credit because, see, I remember Marge on the trail. I remember how hard she fought and all that stuff. Great. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. My best friend, one of my best friends, he ran the 400-yard dash, y'all. And to this day, that was the funniest thing I ever seen with my naked eyeballs. If I die and go to heaven, God says, son, what would you like if you could get one thing? I'm going to say, would you let me see? Because this was before cameras and stuff, video. I'd be like, if you just let me see Rob running that 400-yard dash again, that's all I really want. That's all I want. That man came down there with some high top leather Converses on, not even track shoes. He had straight basketball leather high top shoes on. Didn't want to run it, but our coach was like, hey, look, everybody got to run the 400-yard dash, 400-meter dash at least once. And so he got called. Actually, it was my day to run it, y'all, but I faked an injury. This was in high school. I faked the injury. I was like, oh, man, my knee. So he's like, all right, Rob, you're up. He sent Rob out there, y'all. And Rob, on the way to that line, one of the dudes in the audience said, yo, Rob, if you win, I'm going to buy you a C. Staples dinner. And back in the day, C. Staples was like this, be a barbecue joint. Rob was like, C. Staples. That man came out of those blocks like a bat out of hell. And anybody who knows about the 400-yard dash, you don't take off in the 400-meter dash like you're running a 40-meter dash. That dude came out, had a jerry curl with a tail, and both was blowing in the wind. That tail was blowing in the wind. That bangs, he had bangs, y'all. You know, you got shaving on the side. That's when we, got rid of the full umbrella curl. You don't want to go cold turkey on the curl. You know what I'm saying? So he had the side shave, and he had the bangs over the top. Those bangs was blowing. That tail was blowing. And everybody in the audience, you book it when you hear the whole stand go, woo-wee. We're looking at this like this got to be a record. That dude was like 100 meters ahead of everybody else. We like, this is going to be a record. And soon as he hit about that 200, maybe 250 mark, I would have swore either King Kong jumped out on top of his back because he caught the monkey, or somebody shot him right in his kidneys. He came almost to a complete stop. Not only did this man get caught with having 100-meter lead on these people, but he lost by like 100 meters. By the time he came up the last leg of the last stretch, he was almost running backwards. You could tell his whole body was locked up. All the lactic acid was gone. And everybody in that audience was crying. You would have thought you was at an Eddie Murphy concert. Eddie Murphy he said, dude, all I remember is seeing this one dude named Aaron sliding down a pole with his mouth wide open. That's how hard he was laughing. He was sliding down the pole. We cracked up, man. Boy, he came in dead last. But hey, started off great. I mean, we was like, this dude's booking. Yeah, but he ended horribly. I don't want Marge Taylor to do that. I don't want her to go ahead and end horribly. Okay, hopefully she'll try to pull it back together. Pace yourself, Marge.
And she also said, but I don't worship or serve President Trump. I worship God. Jesus is my savior, and I serve my district, G14, and the American people. I remain the same today as I've always been, and I will continue to pray that this administration will be successful because the American people desperately deserve what they voted for. She said, for me, I remain America first and America only.
I don't know. When you're saying things like, we don't need to deport people, I'm going, I don't know about that. Yeah, when you say Trump shouldn't be over the seas and all this, and I'm going, I don't know about that. I hear what you're saying. See, but I'm having a hard time buying it right now. Where did the Marge I knew and loved go? Where did you go?
And these are those text messages that she referenced in that tweet.
Right,
you
back
see
to
those
Jeffrey
on your
Epstein.
screen.
Here we go.
One of those going to somebody named Natalie in her phone. It says, in every single interview I have done, I have defended President Trump. I over and over,
Really?
the women say he did nothing wrong, and their attorney says he's the only one who helped. And the Democrats had 4 years to release the files, but did nothing. Stop ignoring the women. Many of them literally voted for President Trump and say so publicly. Them being raped as teenagers is not a hoax.
And see, that's the problem. Marge, you were smarter than that. You know Trump is not calling what happened to them a hoax. See, you're using that right there. And once again, either you're stupid, which I know you're not, or you're manipulating. Yeah, now you want to go ahead and kind of lightweight attack him because he attacked you and talking about what happened to them is not a hoax. And I'm going, so you're too stupid to understand Trump's language. You don't understand what Trump is referring to when he talks about it's a hoax. You think he's saying that what took place with those. Now you're referencing all of these things in the text message about how Trump stopped Jeffrey. He told on Jeffrey. He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He never was in it. But now all of a sudden, though, you want us to believe that Trump is saying all of that was a hoax? You think he's talking about what happened to the girls? That's what you think? But you give the people what they want by saying that stupid mess. And I'm going, see? Yeah, that's traitor type behavior.
She also attached this tweet addressed to someone labeled as DJT in her phone. It says that check the flight logs of Epstein's plane. Bill Clinton is on there like 26 times, Hillary too. For many of us, releasing the Epstein files has always been for the women who were victims of Jeffrey Epstein, but also because we believed that the Democrat bad guys like the Clintons were entangled and involved with him. Epstein was the spider that wove the web of the deep state. Lean into it. Again, Marjorie Taylor Greene is claiming that this was a text message that she sent to President Trump. She says she believes this is what sent him over the edge today, as he just announced he is withdrawing his support and endorsement for her.
Congress.
So now, do you really think that? Now, to close, she's saying, now she done listed all of that stuff that exonerates Trump. All of the stuff that proved that Trump was totally against it. Trump did not support this guy. He despised this guy. But then you go ahead and say, Trump is saying it's a hoax. You don't want to kind of maybe read into that a little more and say, okay, now wait, is he calling what happened to the girls a hoax, or is he talking about something else? But here's what really gets me. Y'all ready for this? It's the closeout. So that brings us all to this. This is where I say Marjorie Taylor Greene has left us. I'm willing to deal with a broken heart. Yeah, owner of a broken heart. So watch how she now tries to change her image and retract on how undeniably MAGA she was. She's now going to try to appeal to a broader audience. And that's what makes me think you got bigger aspirations that your radical side won't, you feel it won't allow you to venture into. So here, watch this apology.
Woman, you posted on X that President Trump is, with his comments, fueling a, quote, hotbed of threats against you. Obviously, any threats to your safety are completely unacceptable. But we have seen these kinds of attacks or criticism from the president at other people. It's not new. And with respect, I haven't heard you speak out about it until it was directed at you.
Dana, I think that's fair criticism, and I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country, and it's been something I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Is that I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions, and I am committed, and I've been working on this a lot lately, to put down the knives in politics. I really just want to see people be kind to one another.
Do you think that's going to happen? You think you and your apology is going to bring everybody together? You think all of those people who celebrated Charlie Kirk assassinated is going to change their mind now? They're going to get together with us and sing Kumbaya? Do you think that's what's going to happen? What do you think you're doing by this? What minds on the left do you think you're about to change by trying to apologize and give them what they want? All they're going to do now is parade your butt around to show that she's one of the good Republicans. Look at that. She recognizes Trump's rhetoric is too mean, and the Republicans and MAGA. And I'm going, why would you do that? Do you think these people will ever accept you? Do you think we are in some type of very soft, gentle war with the radical left? You think all they really want to hear is us tone down the rhetoric? I mean, it's unbelievable. This is a foolish apology. Who are you trying to appease? Who are you trying to woo by making this apology? They ain't going to. We liked you because you were raw and uncut and you told it like it was. I don't like this version. Okay, now we got to break up. I'm sitting there going, I used to love you, Marge Green, but I don't dig you no more. You up here talking about, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And they're going, yeah, we got one. We got one. We broke one. What do you think this is going to get you? It's going to stick you right in the middle and you'll get nothing. They won't accept you and neither will we.
And we need to figure out a new path forward that is focused on the American people, because as Americans, no matter what side of the aisle we're on, we have far more in common than we have.
I can't stand hearing that. I can't stand hearing that. I can't stand when Democrats use that all the time. When they radical folks do something stupid, out there, it's important they realize we got far more in common than we have. And no, we don't. We don't have nothing in common with these people when they are excited about killing Republicans. Yeah, when these folks are calling us Nazis, fascists, white supremacists, racists, when these folks want full-blown open borders, 9-month abortion, kids being transgendered, and you talk about we got more in common than we have. And I'm going, no, we don't. Men and women's bathrooms, men and women's sports, is that in common enough for you? What are you saying? I know it sounds good on paper, but in reality, we all know it is not. We know that if these people could break us and make us submit like you're doing right here with that stupidity, they'll run all over us. And you talking about we got more in common than, and I'm going to vow to be more. They're going to run all over you. Unreal.
Differences. Yeah. And we need to be able to respect each other with our disagreements. So
that sounds good and all. As they sit back and try to desecrate Charlie's grave and all of that stuff. I thought we need to dissect that. Do you think these people want to hear that mess? That's going to soften them up? Ugh. I mean, this is what really bothered me about this whole thing. It wasn't all that other stuff. Yeah, that bothered me. But then when I see the apology and the appeasement, basically what you're saying is all the stuff that I said that was real, that made me be beloved by MAGA, made me stand out, made me make sure that I drew a line in the sand and everybody knew that this woman don't take no crap. She's going to tell it like it is. All that stuff was wrong. That's what you're saying. You're basically wiping away the history that made you great. That's what you did. You just wiped away the history that made you great. And it's sickening to watch. You never apologize to the left.
to put a button on this, you regret the things that you have said and posted in the past.
You regret
the
that she gonna rub it in her face.
Post that was taken down
Watch
of
this.
you in 2020 holding a gun alongside the squad, encouraging people to go on the offense against the socialists, liking.
Now look at that. You see how they treat you, March? Yeah, it ain't just enough for you to apologize. Now I'm gonna rub it in your face. I'm gonna pick an example and read it to everybody to let them know how we looked at you, how foul you were. And then I want to see you apologize for it. You see, boy, I tell you.
A tweet of somebody calling for the execution of Nancy Pelosi and former President Obama, just examples.
Well, Dana, as you know, and many people know, I addressed that back in 2021. And of course, I never want to cause any harm or anything bad for anyone. So that was addressed back then, and I very much stand by my words I said then, and I stand by my words today. I think America needs to come together and end all the toxic, dangerous rhetoric and divide. And I'm leading the way with my own example, and I hope that President Trump can do the same.
Your example. Exactly. That's what happened. You shouldn't have been talking crap. So now you got to grovel on CNN as they sit back and rub their thumb in your wound. That's what they did. Sat back, got you to apologize, and then that wasn't enough. Yeah, so you mean like, for example, let me read something you did there. Remember you did this and that, and you said this and that? Yeah, thanks for the first apology you gave, but I want another one. I want another one. Let's see how far we can go ahead and abuse you and take advantage of this new Marjorie Taylor Greene that wants to be inclusive and talking about that we got more people, things in common than... So stupid. Maybe, though, there's something in it for her that we don't see. Maybe for whatever reason... I don't know if they got some on her. I don't know if she's trying to boost her career and trying to branch out and don't think I don't know what it is, but what I just heard come out of her sounds stupid and naive. And I know the other Marjorie Taylor Greene was not stupid and naive. I've seen the true Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know who this is. So, yeah, this new Marge done broke my heart. Yeah, say you're the greatest. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, y'all. You guys are the greatest. I couldn't do this without you. And look at this. I done mustered up 158 folks watching this show in the morning time, during the daytime, y'all. Yeah. See, instead of watching The View, y'all can watch me. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I had to get that off my chest. I was going to talk about something else, which I'll be doing tomorrow. Well, look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at that. He heard me with my clothes, and he came up here. He said, would you pick Gizmo up? And show everybody my new handsome haircut. You getting a little mohawk there. Starting to look like Stripe instead of Gizmo. Starting to look like Stripe. Yeah. Yeah, he was down there sniffing Nala because she's in heat. He's, come here. Where you going? Let me talk to you. Girl, look. Now, I know I ignore you most of the time. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Things are different now. Because I don't know what that smell you got, that perfume you got, but it sure is attractive. Ain't that right, Gizmo? Yeah. And then Nala wants to come up here too. Yeah, she almost jumped up here in my arms. Yeah, come up. You know what? She's on it. You got a burper. Turn around. Let the people see you, Nala. Yeah. Look at that. Look at those beady little eyes. Always into mischief. Are you into mischief? Or are you simply running from Gizmo trying to molest you? Yeah. Oh, boy. But anyway.